We get this up there from Ohio.
One, two, three. We want to welcome everybody today to Mom and Dad Talks, where our favorite two people are Mom and Dad, and we have a special guest here, Dr. Baruch, everybody. And folks, this is you're in for a treat today because not only is he a doctor, but he's also a health expert. He has a famous restaurant, a nationally known meal, and guess what, folks? It's vegan, and it's peanut-free, and it's gluten-free on a lot of the menus. So, folks, I'm telling you, and I'm just so happy. And like I said, he also has a radio show. Everybody today, Dr. Baruch, can you just tell us a little bit more about yourself, sir? How you got started and how this all come about?
Great. Well, thanks for having me on first. Again, Dr. Baruch here. I hail from Washington, D.C. I tell people I'm from the Democratic Republic of Southeast. Anybody that knows anything about D.C., Southeast had a certain stigma about it. I had all of that back in the day. And I am the father of 7 children, of which this is my latest. And we are located still in the D.C. metropolitan area. We have opened up 3 restaurants. And our goal and objective in opening up the restaurant was first to feed me and my family, but also to feed the families of people who were looking to eat healthy in the communities that were underserved and disserved. And that was a big deal because folks who want to eat healthy and want to have access to, they just don't have it. It's not there for them. So we brought that in. And now, of course, the trend has moved in the right direction. And there's so many opportunities now for them to eat healthier food. So we're very thankful that we've been given that opportunity to serve our population now for 27 years. 27 years of serving people the healthiest plant-based soul food on the planet. And yes, many of our food options are gluten-free and, of course, peanut-free. But we have done a really big job and a good job of taking healthy food and putting the soulful twist on it so that it would attract people like you.
Amen.
Man, I'm telling you right now, you make me salivate right now. I was ready to order online, but you're up in DC and I'm here in the Hampton Roads area, and that it would probably make it, but man, it's really, really good. So
you're broadcasting to the right people because we just finished our dinner.
There we go.
But like I said, when I get to DC, I'm definitely going to try that out. So tell me real quick, doctor, because what really brought you into this light of healthy eating? Can you just tell our audience that?
Real quickly, it was my 2nd grade teacher. She was drop dead gorgeous. I'm sure you two can relate. She drop dead gorgeous. I mean, I erased her board. I carried her bag. I brought her an apple. I did everything for her when I was in 2nd grade. And she one day saw me eating a pork chop sandwich, and her face frowned up when I told her it was pork chop. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, well, let me fold this up because the last thing I wanted to do is disrupt my happy marriage. Unbeknownst to her, I was her husband, and I didn't want to do anything to make her unhappy. So she started me with that one conversation. She started me on the path to eating healthy. And it changed my life. And then by the time I was 11, I had stopped eating the beef and the chicken and other animal products because I realized it was the same conversation. The same conversation behind not eating pork was the same conversation behind not eating chicken and not eating beef and not eating so many other things. So I cleaned up my diet at a very early age. I went through all of the pain and suffering of my classmates calling me rabbit food man and bird seed man and all the rest of those really harsh things, only to now end up going back for the school reunions and saying, boom, how you like me now?
I love it.
Right. I said, yeah, you're a little overweight, huh? You're taking 15 medications, aren't you? Yeah, I'm doing good. I was ahead of my time. So we opened up the restaurant in 1995 after I got tired of going across the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, if you're familiar with DC, going across the bridge to go to somebody else's neighborhood to get healthy food. I wanted to be in my neighborhood. So I opened it up in my garage. And then not long after, opened up right across from Howard University. And now we're here in Capitol Heights, Maryland. We're in Southeast and we're in Northwest, where we, again, provide what we understand and know to be the healthiest plant-based soul food on the planet, recognizing that many of the health challenges that our people have are not actually health challenges. What we're medicating is the response that our body has to the poor diet that we're consuming on a daily basis. So if you have high blood pressure, if you have diabetes, if you have many of the other inflammatory conditions that we have. You're not really medicating your body against the illness. You're medicating your body against the repeated inflammatory insult that happens every time you eat food that you shouldn't eat, but your tongue is telling you should eat it. Your culture is telling you should eat it. And your history is telling you, well, this is what all of us have already been eating and always been eating. No, you need to stop that cycle. And I prove it by taking people on a trip. I said, look, for 3 days, you're not going to eat anything. You're just going to drink water. Now, do you need your medication? No, you don't need your medication, because your medication was treating the food, the bad food choices that you're making. So we're assisting people in understanding how this works so that they can have a better relationship with their body, a worse relationship with their medical doctor that's just making a bunch of money off of keeping them sick. And that's what we do.
Oh man, I tell you, folk. Look, you're also a motivational speaker, by the way. So if you want my man to come and speak, we're going to get here after the end of the program here and tell you how you can get in contact with them as that, and also too, like I said, we're going to put it up there how you can get involved with your restaurant, because like I said, I saw the menu with the soul to it, so it also tastes tasty. So let's talk about that, because a lot of people think that you ought to make healthy food not tasty. What are your thoughts on that, sir?
Well, I think that was part of the stigma that was put on healthy food, because everybody was going to, and I'm not prejudiced, but everybody was going to white food, vegan, plant-based restaurants and eating their food, and they don't know how to season their food. Then they still don't know how to season their food. So it's not that the food doesn't taste good, it's that the right people weren't preparing it. If you let grandmama fix herself some tofu, it was going to taste different than, Beth down the street. It's just different. So once we got in the driver's seat and we start producing the food ourselves, then all of a sudden you started getting some of those familiar tastes, those familiar textures that we were accustomed to. So that's what brought people in the door. They were like, what? You mean I can eat something that looks like, smells like, tastes like chicken? Yep, you can, but you don't have to kill a bird, and you don't have to get high cholesterol and high blood pressure and heart disease behind eating it.
I'm telling you, man. I'm like I said, next time I'm in DC, I'm coming to we got 3 locations for your restaurant. I'm supporting it. Now, my dad's been itching at the bit because he's a vegetarian now. And so, Dad, what question do you have for my man, Dr. Baruch, right now? Uh-oh, Dad, looks like we lost you, Dad. Dad, we lost you. Whatever happened to the sound, we lost you. I do apologize, Dad.
Well, when Dad comes back, I got a question for him, too. It's not often you find people that are his senior, his age, and eating plant-based foods, So I'm interested in finding out his journey, how he got there, how long he's been doing it, and the results that he's getting.
Yes. As soon as, like I said, I hope we can get that up there real quick, because I know we're coming up to the minute there, and I know you're at your time at your restaurant here. Still can't hear you, Dad. Sorry about that.
Oh boy.
Oh no, I hear you now, Dad. Whatever
you can hear me now.
We can stop what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, don't do anything else, Dad.
Okay, I'm not doing anything else.
All right. Ask my man right now. He wants to know, if you heard him, what made you go on your vegetarian journey? He's just curious. At a man at your age.
My older brother called me up as I was coming home, up a pizza at Silver Beach Pizza, and told me that he had colon cancer. And it was 4th degree colon cancer. And I stopped and, I cried, I shed a few tears. And I heard a voice saying, time for you to eat now. So it made me decide to eat. And I've been a vegetarian. Now, my question is, what is the relationship between colon cancer and meat eating?
Okay, so I'm going to broaden the conversation a little bit. What's the relationship between poor diet and colon cancer? So I'm going to include the meat, but poor diet, there's so many things that contribute to poor diet or that are part of a poor diet. We could start with dead animals. Dead animals you're not supposed to consume, and you're not supposed to consume it. And the reason why you're not supposed to consume it is because if you went out in the field and bit into one of those cows, you would realize, oh, I don't have what it takes. A lion, a tiger, a bear, they could do that. We can't do that. When you ride by a field full of cows, you don't all of a sudden get hungry. And if you should happen to roll over a deer on the road, it's disgusting to you to think that all of that is all over your car and it's nasty and it's filthy. And if you had a dead cow in your living room, mama went to the market and got a dead cow, put it in the living room, you would the first thing you do is cover your mouth when you come through the door because it's disgusting. Well, that's because it's not food. Innately, you know it's not food. So now let's go to the other things that we're consuming that we now know are not food. We know that all this white sugar and all of this sweetener that we're consuming, it's not food, it's toxic to the body. The artificial flavors, colors, and preservatives, they're toxic to the body. All of them, because of their level of toxicity, cause inflammation in the body. Cancer is an inflammatory condition out of control. It's when the immune system shuts down. It's when the nutrition level is low and the toxicity level is high, and you keep engaging in the inflammatory insult against the body day in and day out, and the body just gives up and says, all right, look, we can't keep up with this. So when people come to me with cancer or blood pressure or diabetes, it doesn't matter, all of them, I say the first thing you got to do is stop eating, because you're the one that's causing this thing to go out of control. So let's stop eating first. And now once we stop eating, now let's pick up on the things that we should be eating. Let's pick up on the supplements that we should be taking that will help support us on the road to getting our body back into balance. Another big issue that we have is we don't understand when what we call the body is sick, it's actually not sick. It's actually defending itself against whatever the situation is. Mm-hmm. And you, as opposed to helping to support it and defending itself against the situation, many times you want to cut off the process. And I'll give you an example, a fever. You get a fever because the body wants to defeat the virus. Mm-hmm. So what we want to do is hurry up and suppress the fever because we think the fever is the sickness. No, the sickness is the virus. You need the heat to kill the virus so you can get rid of the virus out of the body. And cancer is not the illness. Cancer is the result of those situations that I listed. And what we try to do is go in there with a knife and cut out the cancer and think we're resolving the problem. And we're still eating the way that we used to eat. And it contributes to the situation. So we get cancer again and again and again. And what happens inside of the body, something that we should be mindful of, is everything you eat, Dad, everything you eat, the waste from it goes through your colon. Mm-hmm. So no matter how much you think you're doing right, you're exercising, you live a good life, you believe the things you're supposed to believe in, but when you eat that which is not meant for you to consume, your body will at some point have an issue. And just like that inner tube with the titty on the inner tube, every time you pump up that one inner tube, it seems like it blows up at one spot. It just goes way out of control. Well, wherever you have the weakness is wherever you're going to have the situation get out of control. So that's what that is.
Okay.
Well, like I said, we're coming up to it. We're going to have to bring you on the show again. Dr. Baruch, real quick question. They can catch you on radio, right? If they want to listen to you. And what station is that again, sir?
We're on Radio 1 in the DC metropolitan area every Monday from 12 until 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And we're talking about subjects like these. We're talking about economics. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about technology. We're talking about a whole lot of things that are relevant and current in our community and what we should be talking about in a way that moves us forward. And again, that's 1450 a.m. In the Washington, D.C. area. Of course, we're on the internet. You'll be able to catch me at drbaruch.com, but also on WOLDC. .com is the radio station here in the DC metropolitan area. I want to thank you all for having me on. I appreciate it. I look forward to coming down there and speaking down there in Hampton Roads. Y'all got power down there. Y'all can bring me down there. Bring me down there. Let me speak to that community so they can get it right. I can speak to them and peace. I can do it all. So thank you all very much. Again, thanks, Dad. Appreciate your question.
All right. Appreciate you too, Doctor. And one last thing. What is the name of your restaurant there in DC so people can go out and support?
We got two names. One is Everlasting Life, and then we shorten the name to E-Life. So we got Everlasting Life, 9185 Central Avenue in Capitol Heights, E-Life on 341 Cedar Street in Northwest, and E-Life at 1231 Good Hope Road in Southeast. Come on in and get yourself the best plant-based soul food on the planet.
Folks, that's it. We're going to bring Dr. Baruch on there. This is going to be a hot topic. Thank you, sir, for being on our show. Thank you, Dad. We've got everything straight. Have a blessed day. Thank you for coming. And everybody, eat right, live right, and be right. Thanks for spending time with Mom and Dad Talks. Bye.
Bye.